Okay, friend, real talk for a second. That person in your life right now, the one who drains you, disappoints you, or keeps showing up as a less than you deserve, you already know. You know early. Your gut sent you a banner alert with sound and you swiped it away. Here's what I need you to hear today. You don't have a people problem, you have a settling problem. And today we're going to talk about why you settled and exactly how to stop. This episode right here is about to set some things free. Okay, babe, before we move on, make sure you're subscribed. These episodes are designed to work together. And if you're ready to move differently this season, you'll want access to all of them. Okay, let's get into it. Welcome back to the series Unavailable for Self-Abandonment, a series for women who are done negotiating with themselves. This is for the woman who's confident enough to disappoint because self-trust is now the new standard. Here, confidence is more than a feeling. It's a belief formed through action, practice, and repetition. It's what you do when it would be easier to explain yourself, perform, or betray what you already know is true for you. So if you are ready to stop abandoning yourself just to keep the peace, you are in the right place. Hey, friend. Welcome back. If you are new here, I'm so glad you found us. And I need you to know you did not stumble here by accident. This is exactly where you're supposed to be right now. And if you've been rocking with me, you already know what we do here. We tell the truth, we do the work, and we show up as the main character in our own lives, not the supporting cast, not the background extra, and certainly not in the fine print. You are the main character. So grab whatever it is that you're sipping on because this episode, we are really getting into it today. You are not attracting the wrong people. You are tolerating them. Ooh, I said what I said in my Nene Leakes voice. And before you close the app, just hear me out because this episode, it's not about blame or shame. You know, we don't do that around here. It is about awareness and self-leadership. It is about finally seeing the pattern clearly enough to break it because you can't change what you refuse to see. Here's how we're breaking this all the way down today. First, we're going to talk about why we settle. And I've got a framework to break it on down. And it's going to be a whole mirror moment. Then we're talking about what to do about it with Own It, which is 5 steps back to your full price self. And finally, I'm going to give you a self-love 2-step, 2 things you can do today to start applying everything we talk about. Okay, friend? Oh, let's get into it. I want you to think about somebody in your life right now. It could be a romantic partner, a friend, a colleague, even a family member, someone who consistently, and I mean consistently, shows up less than you deserve. They drain your energy. They take more than they give. They make you feel small in rooms where you should feel celebrated. They're fully present when they need something and they ghost you the minute you need something back. And here's the part that gets me every time. You already knew. You knew early. You had that feeling. Your gut was loud about it, but you stayed. Trust me, been there, done that, have several t-shirts, okay? So I'm talking to the old me here too. So I'm not asking you why you stayed to make you feel bad. I'm asking because understanding why is the first step to never ending up there again. You know that line from The Perks of Being a Wallflower? We accept the love we think we deserve. Friend, we also accept the energy we think we deserve. the friendships, the treatment, the access to us. And today we are raising the standard on all of it. So let's walk through this settle framework so you can understand why you've been accepting less than you deserve. This really gets into the 6 root causes that really explain why we stay when we know we should be gone. The S in settle is for scared to be alone. This is the one that nobody wants to admit, but everybody feels. Fear of loneliness will have you holding on to the wrong person like they are a life raft, when really they're the reason you're drowning in the first place. But here's what I've learned. A room full of the wrong people is lonelier than an empty room. You can be in a relationship and still feel completely unseen. You can have a full friend group and not one person who actually knows you. That kind of lonely is worse, because at least when the room is empty, you know why you feel alone. So friend, choose quality over company every single time. The E is for excusing their behavior as potential. Ooh, friend, we could do a whole episode just on this. And this one really got me personally, so I really need you to receive this. We are masterful at seeing potential. We look at someone showing us exactly who they are, inconsistent, unavailable, self-centered, and instead of seeing the reality, we see the possibility. But they could be so great if they just, deep down, they are really. No, wait, I can see who they are becoming. Friend, Maya Angelou told us, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Potential is not personality, and potential is definitely not a reason to abandon your standards. See people for who they are, not for who you wish they'd become. The T is trained to put others first. A lot of us were literally trained from childhood to put everyone else's needs above our own. Women, this was like the foundation, okay, of learning what womanhood was all about. Being the peacekeeper. Don't rock the boat, but be the strong one. And those lessons, all well-meaning, as they sometimes were, taught us that our needs come last, that speaking up is selfish, that keeping the peace matters more than telling the truth. So we carry all of that into every relationship we build. And then we wonder why we end up surrounded by people who expect us to keep erasing ourselves. The pattern started before them. It started with what you were taught about your own worth. The second T is for tolerating familiar over fulfilling. This one is sneaky because it doesn't always feel like a problem. It feels like loyalty. Our nervous system, bless its heart, often mistakes familiar for safe, even when familiar is actually harmful. You know that friend who's been in your life for 15 plus years, but has never once celebrated a win without making it about herself, but you keep her around not because she's good for you, but because she's been here for all these years. Familiar is not the same as fulfilling. Comfortable is not the same as aligned. Don't let history be the only reason someone still has access to your future. The L is for lowered your worth over time. This is the one nobody wants to talk about, but everybody needs to hear. When we're consistently in relationships that don't honor us, we start to adjust downward. We don't just tolerate less, we start to expect less. We start to believe less is what we deserve. It's that Macy's clearance rack energy. We get used to being the markdown that we forget we were never supposed to be on sale in the first place. You start thinking, maybe I am too much. Maybe I do expect too much. Maybe this is just what relationships look like. Friend, no, and absolutely not. You have not become too much. Your standards haven't become unreasonable. You've just been around the wrong people for way too long. And finally, the E. Exhausted from starting over. This one keeps so many women stuck longer than anything else because starting over is hard. The idea of rebuilding, new friends, new partner, new dynamics feels exhausting when you are already running on empty. So you stay, not because it's right, but because you are too tired to leave. But here's the truth I really need you to sit with. Staying in something that drains you will never give you the energy to leave it. You have to decide to go before you feel ready, because ready never comes first. Courage does. So before we get into the solution, I really want to give you a question to carry with you always. Ask this about every single significant relationship in your life. If this person never changed, would I still want them here? Not who would they be, not who they used to be, not who you're hoping they'll become, who they are right now, today. If the answer is yes, okay, invest. If the answer is no, you already know the answer. You've probably had it for a while. You were just waiting for permission to actually act on it. So consider this your official permission. One little quick note I want to make here, because I know this can feel like I'm telling you to blow up your life. This can feel like I'm saying, dump all your friends, cut off all your family, and start over. But what I really encourage all of my clients to do, and to do this regularly, is to really evaluate who has access in your life and what level of access they have to you. Because everyone who is in your VIP section, do they really belong to have front row seats? Or do they need to be up in the cheap seats? Or do they just need to be outside the club? Okay, because Chris Brown, he told us, how you gonna hate from outside the club and you can't even get in? Some people who once had VIP access, they do belong outside of the venue at this particular time. Access is something that you have a right and a duty to yourself to evaluate regularly and change as you see fit. Friend, you do not want the haters to have the VIP access. You want the VIP access to be your biggest fans, the ones who really enrich your soil right along with you, the ones who give you the same mutual love, respect, and showing upness that you give to them. So make sure that the people who have access to you in your life, that they have the proper access that they deserve. Okay, now let's get into the solution. Okay, friend, we have got 5 steps back to your full price self. This I'm calling Own It. Okay, because awareness without action, it is just really an emotional therapy session. And that is not what we do. We are not leaving here without a plan. This is Own It, the 5 steps to stop settling and start choosing. The O is own what you've been accepting without shame. Heavy on the without shame, friend. The O is where we start, and it starts with radical honesty and radical compassion all at the same time. You have to look at what you've been accepting clearly, honestly, without flinching and without beating yourself up about it. Just own it, not as failure, but as information. I accepted less than I deserve, and I know why. And now I'm choosing differently. That's the vibe, friend. No shame spiral, no self punishment, just clear eyes and a mind made up. You cannot course correct from a place of self shame. You can only move forward from a place of self awareness. Own it, all of it, and let it be the last chapter and not the whole story. The W is worth is non-negotiable, so reset the standard. The W is where you draw the line and really mean it this time. Not the line you draw and then quietly move when somebody pushes back. No, I mean the line, the one that exists because you finally understand that your worth is not up for debate. What do you actually need from the people in your life? Consistency, reciprocity, celebration, safety, honesty. Write it down. Get specific because a standard you can't articulate is a standard you can't enforce. Friend, you are the Versace of she, okay? And either they can afford you or they can't, but it is full price tag or nothing. No markdowns, no clearance rack, and no apologies. The N is nourish yourself always. The N is the one we skip the most, and it might be the most important. Before you pour into anyone else, pour into yourself. This is not selfish or survival. This is strategy and it's required because a woman who is full, genuinely, deeply, soul level full, does not accept scraps because she doesn't have to. She's already nourished. But a woman running on empty, she'll take whatever is offered to her just to feel something. Nourish yourself first, not after everyone else is already taken care of. Friend, this is so important. Do not, and I mean do not, just leave yourself with whatever is left over. First, nourish yourself always first. Always, always, always. Heavy on the always. The I is invite only what matches your worth. This is where you become intentional about who and the what you allow in. This isn't about building walls. It's about building a door with a standard. This is your official bouncer because not everybody gets in. Not everybody gets a front row seat to your life, to your energy, to your heart. And the ones who do get in, they are worthy. They've shown it through consistency, through reciprocity, through showing up, not just when it's convenient, but when it counts. You are not a revolving door. You are a curated experience. Act accordingly. The T is trust the discomfort. Trust yourself and trust that aligned, it feels unfamiliar at first. This is 3 truths all in one letter. Trust the discomfort because growth is not supposed to feel comfortable. If choosing yourself felt easy, you would have done it a long time ago. The discomfort means you are doing something new, something real, something that matters. And repetition is what teaches your nervous system that this is safe. Trust yourself to act on what you already know. Friend, whole time, your gut was right. You just needed to start listening to it before the situation confirms what you already felt. And trust that aligned, it's going to feel unfamiliar at first because it will. When somebody actually shows up consistently, when someone actually chooses you back, when a friendship actually feels reciprocal, it might feel strange at first. Let it. That's not a red flag. That's what right actually feels like. You've just been so used to wrong that right feels foreign. So give yourself time to adjust to being treated the way you always deserved. Relief is real, but relief alone doesn't create change. What most women notice is that without a system to return to, those old patterns resurface and self-doubt starts running the show again. The main character momentum builder was created for that exact gap. It helps you to build momentum from self-love, not pressure. So alignment becomes something you live by day by day. This is for the woman who wants to stop relying on motivation alone and start moving with steadiness. If this sounds like you, the main character momentum builder is waiting for you below. Okay, friend, this is our favorite part because this is where we do our self-love two-step. Why? Because it's simple, everybody can do it, and it always gets the party started. And this is where we take everything we just talked about and turn it into something simple you can actually do today. Step 1, the mirror move. Tonight, just tonight, I want you to sit quietly and ask yourself the signature question about the top 3 relationships in your life right now. If this person never changed, would I still want them here? Write down the names, write down the honest answers. No editing, no softening, just the truth. This is not about making any decisions tonight. This is just about seeing clearly, because clarity is a definite party starter to transformation. You cannot choose better until you see what you've been choosing. The mirror move is how you see it. Step 2 is the love deposit. After the mirror move, immediately do one thing that is purely, completely, unapologetically for you. Not productive you, not helpful you, just you. A walk, a bath, your favorite meal, a song that makes you feel like a main character, a chapter of a book you've been putting off, a nap with zero guilt, just one love deposit straight into your account. Because here's the thing, every time you choose yourself, even in a small way, you are sending your soul a message. I matter. I come first. I am worth taken care of. And the more you send the message, the less you accept from people who don't believe it too. The mirror move plus the love deposit, that's the simple self-love two-step. Very simple, very powerful. But the next important step just might be the most important of them all. And that is the next aligned step you decide to take after that. Do it today, friend. Now, let me pour into you real quick. Okay, before we close, I need you to stop whatever it is that you're doing for just a second. Put the phone down if you're scrolling. If you're driving, please be extra careful. If you are in a safe space to just pause, please do. Just pause and receive. Because what I'm about to say, I really need it to land. Friend, I see you. Not the version of you that's holding it all together for everybody else. Not the version that smiles through it and figures it out and shows up anyway. The real you. The one who's a little tired. The one who's been giving and quietly wondering when it's going to be your turn. This is your turn. You did not end up tolerating the wrong people because you were weak. You ended up here because somewhere along the way, somebody convinced you that your needs were negotiable, that your feelings were too much, that love meant shrinking. And you believe them because you were doing the best you could do with what you knew. And You have better awareness now. And knowing better, that's not a burden, it's a blessing. You are not behind or broken. You are not too far gone to choose differently. You are exactly where you need to be, standing at the door of a version of your life that finally has room for you in it. So I need you to hear this like it's the only thing that matters today. You are worthy of people who show up. You are worthy of love that doesn't cost you your peace. You are worthy of friendships and relationships that feel like home. You are worthy of a table where your seat was saved and not pulled away. Not someday, not when you're further along, not when you've healed enough or grown enough or even proven enough. Right now, as you are today. So stop waiting for someone to recognize your worth and recognize it yourself first. This is where everything changes. This is where your story changes. I love you, friend. Now, let's close this out the right way. Here's your assignment. Do the self-love 2-step today. The mirror move where you ask your signature question about your top 3 relationships and write down the honest answers. The love deposit. Do one thing immediately after that is purely for you. And that's it. 2 steps. Start there and then take the next best aligned action for you. And if you want ongoing support doing this work, the main character momentum builder is linked in the show notes because this kind of standard setting takes practice. And I want to be in your corner while you build it. Make sure you are subscribed so you never miss an episode. And please leave a review, especially if this hit home. It helps more women find this show. And that is literally the mission, is for women to step into their main character energy. And feel free to drop some comments or even DM me. Which letter of S.E.T.L.E hit closest to home for you? Trust me, I read every single one and I genuinely want to know. Friend, stop settling. Own your worth and choose people who choose you back. Stay aligned, stay selective, and stay center stage because you were never meant to be hidden. You are the moment. And remember, being confident enough to disappoint might be one of the most loving things you ever do, because every time you choose alignment over attachment, you strengthen the belief that you can trust yourself. The moment you reconnect to your standard, self-trust deepens. Stay unavailable for self-abandonment. And I can't wait to see you in the next episode.